What is up, everybody? How is everybody doing? Man, what a game. What a game. Give it a minute. We'll see who jumps in. If you're here, let me know. Right on. Let's start talking. Go SU. Ah, oh man. What a freaking I'm gonna start reading these in a second. If and everybody that's here, go share this link. Let's get some people together. Let's talk for a few minutes. Um, if you're already on here, go share the link and tell people to jump on and let's celebrate together. What a great game! What a big game! What a big game for the program. Um, Coach Brown, boy, he's intense. I love it. It sure does make me wish that I had that Stanford and Boston College game back. Can you imagine both teams coming into tonight 10-1? Winner goes to the ACC title game against SMU. I mean that's the difference in your season. That's the difference. We'd have both teams would have been top 5, top 10. Um, that's the difference in our season right now. Those two games. Those two games. 9-3 in this coach's first year, and all these players playing together in their first year. Um, to implement all of it and go 9-3 is a testament to him as a coach. It's a testament to the talent, the level of talent that's on this team. Um, I give the defense, I give the defense a lot of credit. Um, a lot of credit. It didn't look like they were going to even come close to stopping them. Certainly not in that first quarter. I was just looking over some of the stats here. Some of this was incredibly close. Like you read down through these stats, time of possession, they had us by 3 minutes. First downs, 25-24. Total yards, Miami 503, Syracuse 479. Passing yards, 349 for Miami, 380 for Syracuse. Rushing, 150 for Miami, 99 for Syracuse. They had more penalties than we did. It was 9-4, although there was a time where it felt like we were getting every call and like they were making up calls. And that first touchdown of the game, um, and then all of a sudden they jumped on us, and I thought, oh boy, I didn't see this game going this way. And I can't say enough how incredible these boys played. How incredible the coaching staff was, and these guys played. The defense made a stop. The stop, we scored a touchdown. Defense made a stop. We scored another touchdown. Um, and I thought they were going to push that ball in for a score right before the half, only to come out first possession of the second half and run it right down their throat and score in like 16 seconds. It was incredible. This is a game for the ages, and offense and some key defense at key times. Um, yeah, Don Terry, they got punched in the throat the first quarter. You bet they did. Um, total plays, we had 70, they had 67. Yards per play, there was 7.5 for them and 6.8 for us. Each team had a turnover. I don't fault that young freshman running back. He's a stud. I said that earlier in the year when he got some carries. Um, I hope that he's fine from this and he doesn't let it eat in his psyche at all because he runs reminds me of Bo Jackson. He's huge, um, and fast, and that defensive back just ripped it right out of his hands. Um, it happens. It happens. James Mason, Jim Jam Fishing, a Sakandaga star is born. Yeah, let's talk football tonight. So, yeah, what a game. I, I just, I, they said that I think that they said that if they went on to win this game earlier in the game, that it was the largest comeback ever in Syracuse history. Is that possible? Um, you come you come back from down 21 in the first quarter to the number 6 team in the country, and you don't give up. You absolutely don't give up. I love that heart. I love that heart, and I will bet you there was a lot of recruits out there, um, going, "Man, look at this place. This place is a cool place to play. It's indoors. You know, we can be the fastest show on turf like the, um, like the old Rams team there did with Kurt Warner." Were they St. Louis in those days? St. Louis Rams? I bet you we signed kids tonight because of that game today. Um, Sam, the rest of the season, we wait to see where we're gonna go for a bowl game. And hey, Todd, yeah, great coaching. And I'll tell you, boy, a couple times during that broadcast, they showed Coach Brown just laced right into his coaching staff underneath him, holding them accountable to things that obviously were against either his wishes or their general plan. Um, and yet, at least once they showed him circle back around afterwards and build that back up and mend that relationship and move forward. Um, but accountability in the moment, boy, seems to be really high on his scale. And you can say what you want about every generation, but I think people naturally crave that kind of guidance. And it's certainly in a team sport atmosphere. The head coach is a big deal. He's who you get your identity from. And this guy is fiery. Um, he's passionate. And I mean, the proof is there. Yeah, we had a couple goose eggs, but we're only talking about 3 losses. Um, this is now the third ranked team we've beat um, this season. So, I mean, the pedigree's there. We had two. Yeah, I'll give Pitt that game. They outplayed us from the get go. They had our schemes. They jumped McCord's routes. They knew where he was going with the ball before he did. You can't take that away from them. They played excellent football that day, and they beat us soundly, no question. So that's a loss. Stanford, boy, I'd like to have that game back. In Boston College, both those games. Certainly ours, should have been ours, didn't play well. Um, and maybe next year we're not 8-3 going into the last game. We're 10-1. Um, man, I mean, exciting. Todd's messaging me. Um, my buddy just Paul's messaging me. I mean, there was just too much to keep up with everything going back and forth. And holding them to that field goal at the end of the game, I just it was incredible. And to almost have the interception the play before that, And to have that letdown and then still come back and flex and hold them to a field goal. And Danny was watching it with me in the living room, and I said, excuse me, I mean, there was just under 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes left. And I didn't know if we could clock manage that much and not get them back the ball. And not only did we do it, they helped us once on a penalty. Um, we ran the ball, we ran the ball, we ran the ball, and between LeQuint and Pena, um, that last end around that we did with Pena for that last first down to seal it, and then we were able to run the clock out. Oh, what a feeling! What a feeling! And who remembers 2003? Who remembers that run? And if you're from up here in upstate New York, Syracuse area and the suburbs, and from really all of upstate identifies with Syracuse sports. Um, but here in Syracuse during that run that spring, it was magical. Everybody had um, orange flags out, and everybody was wearing orange, and it was I love those feelings. Like that to me is the ultimate in sports and how it brings people together when they win. Now I know when you lose, it sucks, and it it sucks. Period. I don't care. I was saying to Courtney, nothing worse than having a party and everybody coming over to watch the game, and everybody's been going for hours only to lose. You know, then everybody leaves right away as soon as the game's over. They're like, all right, see you. And but if you win or a game like tonight, I said to Danny, I go, like Marshall Street's got to be a zoo tonight, even though it's 20 degrees out there. It's got to be a zoo tonight. Um, it's going to be a party. It's going to be a party. I'm sure it's already out in the streets. I hope everybody's safe, but I hope everybody has a great time. Um, this is why you watch sports. It doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of life. It doesn't help you with your bills or cure cancer or anything else. It just lets you watch something that you hope is legitimate and actually fair choice chance. Um, it's just fun for the pure sake of fun. It's solely entertainment, and it's so amazing how it rallies people. You know, if you really stopped and look at Central New York, in its history with the Erie Canal running right through the center of the city of Syracuse, and all of the immigrants and different kinds of people that came up that canal as it pushed westward into New York State, but into our country. Um, the only thing we have, and then Syracuse isn't a little city, but it's not a huge city either. And what we have that we call our own is up on the hill, and it's Syracuse University. And my whole life, it's been watching Syracuse football and basketball. I Everybody that knows me personally knows I bleed orange. Have all my life. I always will. Um, they're my hometown team, and the stories upon stories of games and meanings and things happening can go on and on and on. So that's why a game like tonight, listen, it's nice to be on the winning side of that. It's nice to have your team pull out a big win. It's something now, like right now, across all party lines, across all demographics throughout the city, people are excited and happy tonight because we won a meaningless football game. Um, but for all of us here and all of us fans and in this area of the world and of our country, we're getting braced with our first cold front of the year. Man, there is going to be a lot of hot parties tonight. You know, um, everybody celebrating for tonight. We're not number one, But boy, we sure are tonight in our own house, and we defended our house. It was awesome. It was awesome. Oh man, I thought there'd be more of us here tonight talking. I did it short notice. Um, Anything specifically anybody want to talk about? I've got to put today's video up too as soon as I get done here. I'm not even sure what time it is. 8 o'clock. Um, I'll put today's video up as soon as I get done. Captain Todd Shelter, who's on here right now, we had a smasher day on Oneida in a howling windstorm. We trolled up 2 limits plus let a big one go today, almost 24 inches. Beautiful big fish. Um, and for the first hour and the first pass of our trolling passes, we only made 3 passes. The first one, before I could get the fourth rod even out, it was in my hand. Fish ate it. And as soon as I handed that rod to Todd, the other side that would, that already was hooked to the planer board, that one went. We had 4 or 5 sets of doubles, caught 25 fish, 10 keeper, 11 keepers, had multiple shorts that went back that were 14 and a half, fat, chubby, like crazy puppies, I still can't feel my face. Todd said, "Oh, my lips are so chapped. I've been putting lip balm on. Stole my wife lip balm so they don't crack." That wind was no joke, and it's still howling here on the river. Um, all the windows are whistling, and it's still blowing 25. Well, no, it's blowing 20, and it was blowing 25 plus today. Uh, It didn't matter. We smashed them. It was so much fun. So much fun. Todd kept we both kept our limit, and Todd said he got 5 pounds of fillets off that bucket of fish, and they were all good. We only had 1 fish under 17 and a half. Everything that we kept was between 17 and 19 and change. Um, Threw back a 23 and a quarter, and we had 1 good smallmouth on that we didn't land. And that was it. Everything else was walleyes, and we like I said, we had 11 keepers. We had more than that in shorts. And that first hour, I think we only had 1 time where we had all 4 rods in the water. We couldn't even think about running 2 more to run 6. Just wouldn't have been able to. There was couldn't have kept up. Could barely keep up as it was. Water temperatures 42, still 42 and change. And it looks like this week's going to get cold. It's just a matter of how long will it last. 1 change of wind direction and we're right back to 40s, if it comes out of anywhere out of the south. Well, anybody else want to talk about the game or anything? I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. That was so exciting. I was jumping up and down. All right. Well, we talked for 20 minutes. I'm cool if you guys are. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll go put the video up right now. Have a great evening. Go SU.